Hi, I'm Chantel Cohen, and today we are talking about text therapy. I even hesitate to even say it because it's really not therapy, at least as we know it. There have been some great spaces. Talk, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. Talkspace, and there's also oh gosh, there's another big healthcare, but you guys will probably know it out there. It's Real Something. And they use texting as a way of communicating with people who want therapy. And so what happens in these modalities is that they have, I guess people can choose what they want, and some people choose to have somebody on video, or they can choose to have someone text them who's a therapist. And, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I had my social media person say, "Hey, Chantel, I think you should do this." And I'm like, this isn't therapy. Although what's interesting is I do use texting with clients. And so texting, in my opinion, is more of a tool. It's a tool in which you can use it to communicate with your therapist in a meaningful way. But let me just give you an example of what I would do, or what I do is I have a client, I see them on video, we're talking on video because of COVID, guys. And so, but I do video and in person when there's not a pandemic on. And so I've talked to my client, I can see their facial expressions. We have goals that we're working on. We've had a lot of dialogue. We've talked through some of the emotion. When there are tears, I'll ask, what are the tears saying? I heard this inflection in your voice. Tell me what was happening for you in that moment. So there's all these things that we get to talk about, or like memories that come up, stories that they want to tell me so that I understand the situation a little better. And so then we've been processing, etc. And then, sometimes my clients will text me, or I've assigned homework, and a text will be something like, okay, I finished the homework, and they've written some things down, and they'll send it to me. And we use the homework and the text message. It's not a replacement of the session. It is to help us move through the session. And so I'll read it on my own, and then we will talk about it over video. So it is really a very, very different process. And I'm not trying to poo-poo it for those of you who like text therapy. And again, I'm just calling it that out of respect. Because sometimes, what people can afford, or maybe what they have time for, maybe that person works at night and they sleep most of the day because their schedule's off, or their children, they don't have time. So I do understand its place. I just want you to know that it's not a replacement for therapy, but you can get some great benefits from it, I would imagine. There has been no longitudinal studies. There are no peer-reviewed studies. You'll get folks from these big conglomerates, like Talkspace, and they'll tell you that they've done some research, but those research studies, one, they're biased. They're not done by an independent entity, and frankly, they're under 100 people. And so, take it for what it's worth. I'm not saying that people don't get any benefit from it, and if it's all you got, I would highly recommend video courses if you've got something very specific. Any video courses that can help as well. Maybe even joining a group if individual sessions may be too much money. That's another way of doing it. Or even almost like a book club, working through a module of some kind from a video course and talking through it. Yet, I would be cautious, because the things that they are missing with text therapy are your intonation, your emotions. your cadence in your language. It's just, they're missing all of that. I mean, I have some clients who get emotionally flooded and their silences will tell me everything, where they are. You know, sometimes there's this long silence and people will look up and you can tell they are in some painful memory. You just don't get that kind of healing. So again, not saying it's not useful, it's just not everything. Just know that if you need to use it for now, use it for a time being, and then when the time is right, get yourself a therapist. And again, you can use texting, but texting is not a replacement for therapy. Guys, I hope this has helped. I promise you that I have mad respect for anyone who wants to improve their mental health. You know, obviously, if you have severe depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, texting isn't going to help you. So it really is for kind of the healthy individual who just maybe wants some growth in one area. And again, you're only going to get so far. I am Chantel Cohen, and I'm so happy to talk with you about this. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm always open to hearing your opinions about something. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you soon.